are meeting the accessibility requirements. And for wheelchair dancer Caitlin from Manchester, it means that visiting somewhere new can be a nerve-wracking experience.
Access is quite difficult. The whole time that I'm out, there's just constant access questions in my head of, well, am I going to be able to go with everyone else, or am I going to have to sit out in the cold and wait for everyone else?
Caitlin always checks the access information on a but the worry is that not enough stores are meeting the accessibility requirements. And for wheelchair dancer Caitlin from Manchester, it means that visiting somewhere new can be a nerve-wracking experience.
Access is quite difficult. The whole time that I'm out, there's just constant access questions in my head of, well, am I going to be able to go with everyone else, or am I going to have to sit out in the cold and wait for everyone else?
Caitlin always checks the access information on a retailer's website before venturing out. But a recent survey revealed that 86% of people with a disability said they found the access information on venues' websites to be misleading.
Most of the time when you arrive, it's not actually representative of what that store is like. I've been somewhere before and it said it was accessible, had an accessible toilet, but the accessible toilet is up a step and you don't all of a sudden develop the ability to kind of levitate up that step.
And it's this lack of clear information that can make Caitlin anxious about visiting somewhere new.
On the way there, in my head, I'm like, is it going to be okay? Is it going to be okay? And it puts me off going new places.
But some shopping centres are making an effort to try and draw in shoppers with disabilities. And one of the ways they're doing it is by using companies like Anthony Curran's. He creates interactive virtual tours of venues like shopping centres, highlighting key accessible features.
I think accessibility starts from home. So if you give people the tools to properly plan and prepare for a trip or a journey or an experience, they're much more likely to have a positive time while they're there.
We've brought Caitlin to meet Anthony to see how it works and whether she thinks it might help reduce her anxieties about a trip to the shops.
I'll show you around these numerous entrances, so you can choose a car parking options or a public footpath option. So you're getting sort of like a feel for where you are in your space.
The tour highlights the accessible entrances and exits to the shopping centre, as well as giving clear directions to the lifts and accessible toilets. Anthony says it mirrors the actual experience Caitlin would encounter if she visited this particular centre.
So can you go and look at kind of a specific shop and see how accessible that shop would be to get into?
You can actually go in and see whether or not that shop would be accessible for you.
That's quite good then, because I often I'll go out shopping with friends, and then when we actually get to the shop, there'll be like rails that aren't wide enough to kind of let you get through in a wheelchair. So I end up sitting outside the shop waiting for my friends, whereas that can be completely avoided, and then it'll make it so shopping is enjoyable again.
Caitlin believes that if more retailers had a similar visual guide, it would make shopping a less stressful experience for anyone with a disability.
It'd take away a lot of the kind of pre-anxiety of going out, because I'll know for definite kind of where I can go without having to spend hours going on each shop's website.
And while Samantha is happy to applaud any retailer taking steps to better support disabled shoppers, she believes that significant change will only come if the legislation around access changes, something she's campaigning for.
We need to look completely at rehauling the Equality Act, in my personal opinion. It would be unheard of for anyone else to be turned away from a store or a restaurant or a bar simply because of their sexual orientation, because of their race, because of their gender, yet people with disabilities are turned away because access needs are not met.